Hello everyone, welcome back to the SOC Analyst L1 live training series on this YouTube channel Zero Day Vault. Today is day 34 and we are diving into one of the most important practical part, which is analyzing the logs using Splunk, or you can call it like using SIM tool. So every analyst, every SOC analyst must master the log analysis with SIM. We already talked about multiple queries, multiple Splunk queries in our previous sessions. So make sure you will check that out as well. You can also watch the day 32 and day 33 as well for more practical stuff. And today is also we are covering one of the important lab that try has me has try hack me had. So in the try hack me you can create an account and then you can search the lab, and in today's session I'm going to solve it. So you will get the idea about like if you have any Windows logs, if you have the Linux logs or the web application logs, so how you will particularly analyzing it with a particular use cases. Okay, so if you are watching it live, make sure to uh, give the video a like, and if you haven't subscribed it yet, so you can subscribe it also. Okay, so without further delay, let's start today's session. Okay, so before starting this session, let me introduce myself. So my name is Sumit Jain, and I am a security researcher and ethical hacker. In this series, I'm mentoring you, talking about the SOC Analyst L1 roadmap in a more practical way. So we covered 33 days so far, in which you learn a lot. You learn about the SOC workflow, the network, Linux logs, event codes, and multiple things. So make sure to check out those previous videos as well. And this is little bit more about me. So I'm penetration testing trainer and consultant, having 11 plus years of experience in multiple domain, having or organizing or conducting the workshops, training programs, or internships programs for students professional all across India. And right now, I'm passionate about building some next generation of cybersecurity defenders or the cybersecurity pen testers through this YouTube channel. So that's why initially I started this channel, in which you are seeing the videos of penetration testing, blue teaming, red teaming, bug bounty, and many more things. You can check out my LinkedIn, Telegram, or Twitter as well. And most importantly, if you like the video, make sure you comment it, share your thoughts. If you haven't subscribed it yet, so make sure you subscribe it. So today's topic is log analysis using Splunk. If you are following the day 33, then we already talked, or I think solved a few questions from this. And now we are taking it further and checking what's left in that room. Okay, so I'm switching to the room. So this is the try hack me room, log analysis with SIM. Before we start this room, I welcome you all, which is joining this series online right now watching. So hello Monica, hello China, hello Gulshan, hello Max. So very welcome to all of you. Your world is saying he wants to talk to me, so you can contact me on Telegram. That link is given in the description, so you can contact me over there. Good evening, Max. Good evening, Gulshan. So, Gulshan, yeah, red teaming toolkit is now in the pipeline. So, you will see the videos very soon on the channel. So, thank you so much for your patience. And I will definitely live those videos very soon. Okay. Sure. So we will start this series, and first, as you know, this try hack me, you can create a free account, and you can analyze or you can learn how SIM solutions can be used to detect and analyze malicious behavior. So the scenario is you have some logs from sources. Uh, in this lab, particularly, they have three types of sources. One is Windows based logs, then Linux, and then the web application. So we will analyze these three sources logs one by one, and we can detect and analyze some malicious behavior. Okay, so to start the room or to solve this lab, we have to start it. And if you are seeing, we already solved these three tasks. So if you follow the day 33, we solved these three tasks, and now we particularly want to solve the task 4, which is related to Windows logs. Okay, so first we have to start the lab. So I'm clicking on the lab and starting my machine. And once you start the machine, you will have 1 hour to solve it. Okay, if you haven't solved it in 1 hour, then you can borrow 1 hour more and then can solve it. So you need to wait for 3 to 4 minutes to particularly launch the Splunk instance. If you not wait and click on the URL, then the particularly Splunk instance is not available and will not showing you the result. Okay, so till the time this is starting, let's check out our task. So you can see it here, like here we have task 4, which is Windows logs, task 5 related to Linux logs, and task 6, which is web application logs. So these are three main tasks which we need to cover or solve today. And then the task 7, which is conclusion. In this Splunk series, or using try hack me, if you search it here, SIM, if you search here SIM, so you will find plenty of rooms related to SOC. And we talked about all these three, the basic one, the introduction to SIM, the log analysis SIM, which we are going to cover today, and the Splunk basics. Okay, but you have in the try hack me, you have more rooms available, you have modules, you have learning path available. So if you are serious about learning the SOC in an effective way, so you can take the help of Try Hack Me and can solve and can take the learning path and then can continue with your learning, watching my videos and solving the labs environment here. Okay, so I'm going to cover the log analysis with SIM today. So I think the machine has started. We have the URL. You have to open this URL. In this URL, your Splunk is running basically. So let me copy it and we can open it in the new tab. Sometimes it will not open, like you can see the message is saying the Splunk is not available yet. So we have to refresh it. Sometimes it will take some time, like 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, so now it is started. We have to check the task 4, which is related to Windows logs. Okay, so this is the task Windows logs. So first we are going to cover like what is Windows logs and what particular things we need to see. And let me show you the Splunk instance as well. It is starting, so it will take some time. So in the Windows logs, read when using a SIM to analyze Windows logs, we usually talk about two main data sources. Like in the SIM tools, if you are analyzing the Windows logs, then particularly you have two data sources. One is Windows event logs. That means every activity you are doing in your Windows will basically register on the Windows event logs. And the second entry is system monitor. This is the short version, but you can call it as system monitor. The second one must be installed and configured separately to start receiving logs. That means this one is pre-installed, like whatever activity you are doing in your Windows will be logged here. But the second one, which is system mount, you need to install it and then configure it to receive the logs. So these are two main data sources in Windows, which you can like collect the logs and can forward it to the Splunk tool and then can analyze it. Okay, so here some brief information about these two data sources. One is sysmon. So in system monitor, you can particularly create queries in the Splunk and can analyze it. So in the try hack me room, you will find some initial queries to find out some incidents, like you can see it here, the malicious process execution. That means in your system, if some malicious processes was created or if it is got executed, so you can analyze it with the help of this query. Okay, so here is, like, see it here, it is written. Let's consider a situation where you have received an alert, like you are SOC annual, and then you received an alert about the execution of suspicious encoded PowerShell command. That means you received an alert, like someone or somehow a PowerShell command, encoded version, encoded PowerShell command is executed, and that might be suspicious. So you need to analyze the activity. You need to analyze this activity, how, like particularly what your investigation says, is the PowerShell command is really suspicious, or so particularly you have to craft an investigation. So if you read this system monitor logs one by one, so you will get the idea. Similarly, we have some information about window event logs. So window event logs, basically a huge number of logs files. So we already covered it, like what event codes or what event IDs you need to look out for. So these are some queries that is written here. So without wasting my time, I'm particularly checking with the practical scenario. So the Splunk is loaded. You can see it here. The Splunk is loaded. Here is your UI of Splunk. You can provide the data sources. You can filter it with the timeline, and the mode is also available: fast mode, smart mode, verbose mode. Okay. So the scenario is, the practice scenario is, you are SOC level 1 analyst on shift, okay, and received an alert indicating a suspicious network connection using the port number 5678 on the Win 105 host. That means this is the host machine. Your task is to conduct an investigation, okay, and determine whether this activity is suspicious. So keep this scenario in your mind. You received an alert that is saying, like, you are having a particular suspicious network connection on a uh, port number, which is also given, and on the machine, which is also given. So you need to analyze, or you need to conduct an investigation and find out if the activity is really suspicious or it is just a false positive or false negative. Okay, and for your purpose, like for your task, the logs are located in the Splunk using task 4. Okay, so in the Splunk the logs are already available, and the task 4, so you can, if you write this query, all the logs will be available for this scenario. So I'm typing it here, like index and then task 4, and then if I hit enter, then all the logs will be loaded, but it is not loaded yet, so I'm checking for all time. It is taking some time to load. Yeah, so if I click on all time, then we have all the logs available for this task. Till this is loading, I'm checking your comment. Yeah, so SOCP project. Yeah, so we will discussing the project in the last session. Definitely, I'm giving you, or I will create a project, relative project. Don't worry. Okay, so here are all the logs are loaded. Now you can check out all the logs. There are 691 events from all time. And if you click on the verbose mode, so what is the difference on these modes? So if you click on the fast mode, so particularly field discovery off for event sources, no event or field data or for stat searches. The smart mode which is currently selected, so the field discovery on for event searches, and the verbose mode in which you will see all events and field data. So if I switch back to the verbose mode, I will see every event details, right, for every field data. That means every data here. Now if you scroll it down, so the host is win 105, that is given also here on your question also. And the sources are, so in here only, in this task 4 which is related to your Windows logs, so three sources given, which is Windows event log, like the system logs, the security logs, or Microsoft's Windows system on operational. And how many logs you have? 526 for Microsoft Windows system on, and for security logs we have 114, and for the system logs we have 51 events. Okay, and the source type is window event log, which is already, of course, because we are analyzing the windows. And these are some interesting fields, so you can check it here, like the command line execution, the destination, the event IDs. So if you want to particularly filter with those fields, you can click it here. Suppose you want to filter with the event code, so click here and all the event code will be filtered. Like these all are the event codes. If you check with the event IDs, so these are the event IDs. If you check with the images or some hashes, so these are the some hashes. Some product, so these are some product, parent user, process ID, right? So particularly you want to filter out with any of the fields, you can filter it here. Okay, so I'm switching back to the smart mode, not verbose mode, because in the verbose mode, every event or field data will be available. I don't want that, so I'm switching back to the smart mode. Now, if you check it here, these are the visualization, statistics, and pattern, and this is the event. And if you want to check the particular, like if you dropped it down, then you will see like this is the event name, the Microsoft operational, the event code, the event type, the computer name, and these all are the other information, in which you will see the host, source type, company, computer name, directory, hashes, images, or login ID, or everything, right? But we have to solve it with the question. So the question, our first question is, which IP address was the connection established with? We need to find out the IP address that is connected on the port number 5678. That means you need to particularly apply some rules here. Okay, so we can check it out with, or we can filter it out with the event code. So suppose if I go with the event code, so there are some event code. So the event code 3, I'm checking with the event code 3. In the event code 3 you will see the logs are 76. But if we filtered with the host name like win hyphen 105, so you can apply, or you can make it a query. You can basically create a query which is computer name. Okay, so you can check the queries here also, like here every query will be given. Like if I show you in the window event log, So see, the you can filter it with the event code, or if you have multiple event code, and if you want to filter with the computer name, so this will be your query. I'm putting it here, but our Windows name is different. So yeah, this is the host name, win hyphen 105. Let me re-verify it, win hyphen 105. Let me now search. So now we are searching for the IP addresses, suspicious IP addresses on the event code 3 with the computer name 105. Okay, so let's search it. It is now searched, checking the IP addresses here. Let's see if we have any IP address available. I think it is not showing results particularly. It is taking much time, like it is not responded. Let me search one more time. Okay, we are getting all the 76 events right now. And if you see in the interesting fields, we are not getting any IP related information. Client basically. So computer name is have here, destination port is there. So let me check with the destination port. It is taking some time to load actually. So that's why. So these are the destination port, and if you see it here, we have 5678. And if I click it here to check it out, like what particularly, so I added a query on destination port 5678. So this is your actual query, and let me see it. If we find the IP address here, okay, so this is the IP. The source IP is 10.10.6100, and the destination IP is 10.10.1480. Okay, the destination port is this. So that might be your answer. The suspicious connection that is established on the port number 5678. Okay, so we found the correct answer, which is this was for the connection on port number 5678. Okay, now which process initiated this suspicious connection? That means when the connection is established, what process is initiated? So if we see it here, you can see the process name. This is the process name, sharepoint.exe. So I'm copying it here, providing the answer. Let's check. Is there any alternative method to filter it out? Yes, we have. So you can filter with this query also, like this one, the table name event code. So we can filter it out with that query. And if we add the query here, Splunk is taking some time, guys. It is loading very slow. Okay, so let me filter it out one more time with the query. So we can filter it with the different things like table time, event code, computer name, subject, account name, target account name. Okay, so we will get more precise information. Our next question is, what is the MD5 hash of the malicious process from the previous question? That means when this process is created, which is the sharepoint.exe. So what is the MD5 hash? So we have to search out, we have to look for the hash code also. And if you see it here, the results are loaded. So when you applied that search filter, so you have more information, right? You can see it here, all the event code related to on time. And if you click on next, so particularly not having any much information here. So what other things you can edit here? We can add some one more query. So I'm going to filter it with the protocol, source port, source IP, images, destination port, right? So for that you can apply this query. If you see the query here, see, I'm tape computer name, image, source IP, source port, destination IP, destination port, and protocol. So we will get the data. Now you can check it out, like the port number we need to look for, which is 5678. So checking here, see, 5678, and this is the destination IP, 10.10.11480, and this is how I put it here. The suspicious process for this, so this is the process, sharepoint.exe. You already got the answer. So there are multiple ways to investigate an alert. You need to learn about the filtration of Splunk. Like if whatever you need to find out using Splunk, so you have to create that filter and then can filter it out in the logs and can analyze it very easily. If you're seeing it here, multiple connections are created with multiple source port and destination port, and particularly the programs or process name is also given. So the question number 3 is, we have to find out the MD5 hash of this malicious or this process basically, which is sharepoint.exe. So if I click here, if I add this process, or if I want to check it out, any things are available. So no things are available. If I see the event of this, so checking this event, no result here. Yes, so we have the result. Expanding it, let's see if we have the hash. So not seeing the hash. The process GUID is there, the IP or everything is there, but no hashes was available. So checking the hash with the help of the fields. So here, if we check the hashes, check if we find hashes field here somewhere. So we have index ID, event ID, the destination port, category, or not that much thing. So what you can, what filter you can use it. So I'm going to change the source type for this one. So let me, we, because we have the process name, so checking with the adding a source type. So source is window event, Microsoft Windows operational. And then if I search with apply, zero event. But if we see for all time, hashes, here is the hash. And in the question we need to fill the md5 hash. So md5 is this. From here to, let me open it. This is the hash. And if you see it here, the question is, answer is correct. And the next question is, what is the name of the scheduled task that was created on the system? So when the process was initiated with this connection on this port number, so what is the name of the scheduled task that was created? So let me see if we have any task created. So I'm filtering it again. Checking with this particular process if we have any information available. So not seeing anything here. Let me check with the fields. Product, process ID, keywords, hashes, event type. If I check with the statistics, no, we don't have any. What we do? Any idea? If anyone had any idea, like what we can do it here, we need to check out the task that was created upon the execution of this process. So we have the name of the process. So we can create a query like this. If we check out everything related to that process, so we might got the information. Let me search it. I'm searching everything related to SharePoint. Let's see what we have. See, you can read out the queries given it here also. So you will get more ideas, like how you can apply filter, what particular thing you will see in the result. Like when you apply this table time filter, so you will get the result. So what particular field is indicating, like here the user account created event, the user account enabled event, the victim host, the enabled user account or created account. So you can use those queries also for practice purpose in this task. But for the question purpose, they have the logs available in task 4. So according to that you have to perform your queries. So I'm not getting anything here. It is searching right now, not got the result. Splunk is taking some time, I think. That's why the results are delayed. Now it is loading. Okay, so we have these information, and if we see it here, see the very first task, company Microsoft Corporation, original file name in scs task.esc, schedule task basically. So the task is Office 365 installed with the this process sharepoint.exe, which was originally the malicious process or malicious process that was initiated. So the task, the scheduled task that is on the system, that is the answer of the question number 4, like what task was created. So the answer is Office 365 install. So I'm copying it from here and providing the answer. And if I check, so our lab for Windows will be solved. So it is very easy to analyze the logs in Splunk. You just need to understand the scenario, like what you are investigating, and what filter queries you can apply. So we already talked about multiple Splunk queries in our previous session. So I think day 23 or 24. So you can check out those videos. So you will get a idea of those queries. Okay, initially you can read out the try hack me labs, also try to solve it by your own, so you will have a better idea. Now let's check out the Linux logs. So in Linux, you already know like where are the logs. So we have two types of log: authentication log, which is auth.log, and these all are the queries. The system logs, right? So the scenario for practice purpose is this: you are the level 1 analyst and received an alert indicating possible persistent through the creation of new remote SSS user on an Ubuntu server. Your task is to dive into the logs and determine exactly what happened on the system. So the scenario is particularly a new remote SSH user was created on on an Ubuntu server. So you have to analyze the logs and find out if it is or what happened on the system. So the logs are stored in the task 5 for index. So when you run this query in the Splunk, you will see all the logs for Linux. And here are some logs for practice purpose. If you check it out one by one, like if you're checking with the authentication logs, so in the authentication logs you can particularly first provide the index, like the log sources, the your source, which is authentication logs of course. Or if you want to not, if you not want to filter it out, you can checking in all logs, then you can remove this filter as well. Then you can provide the machine name like Ubuntu, the process name, which is like whatever process you are investigating it. So you can define the process name. And then according to the thing, like here in the query, a successful account was created, like account is already created. So we can look for any account creation logs, any failed or accepted password. So that's how these queries are given. Okay, like I'm searching the accepted password, because if the account was created, the remote user is trying to log in into the account. So any logs that contain accepted password or failed password, so that's how we can filter it. Okay, and the privilege escalation behaviors, that means any su command operational, like if any logs containing the su operation. So because in privilege escalation the attacker is trying to gain the root account, or if it is already gained, so we can check it out with the su behavior. Or in the system logs, so we are checking with the any cron activity for scheduled or automated task, or if the attacker is trying to maintain the persistence. So you know all these attacks, and these are three things are given in the Linux logs. Okay, so I'm directly going with the questions for this Linux logs. So let me switch to the task 5. Okay, so I'm removing it, task 4, and providing the task 5. So using the task 5, all the logs will be loaded for Linux. So you can see it here, like 378 events we have, and the source type is two: system logs and authentication logs, just like the things are given it here: authentication logs and system logs. Okay, and the source type is Linux secure or these are the source type where the logs are received. This is the host. Okay, and this is some interesting fields: the Splunk server, date. Let me search with old time. Okay, old time is already searched. If I go with the verbose mode to checking all the fields, so query is loaded. It is taking some time. Okay, these are the all the things. So process ID, we have some processes, destination, okay, DVC, the process IDs, okay, the date, John, minute, hour, okay, everything is there. Now let's see the very first question. So the first question is, what was the timestamp of the remote SSH account creation? So when the person is created an account on your Ubuntu server, so what was the timestamp? So you can answer in this following format, which is, first you will put out the date and then the time. So we need to find out any SSH activity first, and then account creation. And if we found out the logs, then definitely we will get the time. So I'm using the query that is given here. Okay, this query I'm using it first. So let me check with the this, because I need to check out the authentication logs for authentication purpose. Ubuntu server is there, like you can see in the question. Uh, they want to analyze with the SSH user is created on Ubuntu, so I'm checking the Ubuntu related logs, and the process name is SSH. Okay, so exactly I'm copying this filter and applying it here. Let's check if we have any logs available for this. Yeah, we have 13 event logs. Okay, and if you check it here, if you check the logs one by one, so see, first the password was accepted, in this session was opened, in this disconnected, in this session was closed, in this password was accepted, disconnected, session closed, password accepted. Okay, so there are multiple logs that are saying the password accepted, and some logs are saying for disconnection purpose, and some logs are saying session closed. Okay, so we need to check out the account creation. Okay, so if I filter it with one more query, account created or account closed, so let me filter with, we have some time fields available here: time start, authentication service. But first tell me in the comments, like, you are getting it, you are getting it what I'm trying to say, or what we are doing it here. I'm switching back to the smart mode. Let's check it out with the statistics. No. Okay, so I'm searching for the, what we can search, account created. If we have any result for account created, no, zero result we have. And the question is saying, let me check with remote SSH account creation. Session created. No result. What we can apply it here. We need to check out if any logs are available for account creation. So what we can apply here, because if we are checking the logs for this, we are getting all the logs, basically 13 events we have for process SSH. So although you need to check out these processes, these 13 processes one by one, or if you you can apply a particularly filter, so that is also applicable here. So what if I copy this filter, accepted password or failed password? So let me use this accepted password, because when the user was created, so they are particularly trying to log in into the SSH or using SSH. So before applying, if we have any timestamp available here, so some timestamp is given here: username, user type, user ID. What is the username? Ubuntu. User ID, okay. The time values, no. The source port, the user ID, source IP, the sources, SSHD protocol, SSH2. What we have here, for SSH2, I'm checking for SSH2, no result of, okay, three events. Accepted password, okay, this is the query, and the very first is this one. So we can copy the timestamp from this and paste it here. What was the time? 09:53:51. 09:53:51. No, this was not right. Host was SPlunk. The source type is Linux secure. What if we check it for here? Why the answer was not right? 2025. The date is 0812. 0812, and the time is 09:53, 51, 53, 51. Okay, well, time is also expiring, so we need to expand it. So I'm adding one more hour. Okay, so our time will not particularly, our machine will not expire. Timestamp, we have to find it. Uh, okay, a particular filter was there for time sorting. Let me apply that filter. What was the timestamp of remote SSH account creation? These are not queries for account created. These are queries for login purpose. Let me check out once the result was loaded. We will check out one more time. This might be the time. 54:13. Let me provide that time also. Checking if it is returning any result. Nope, this is not also. Why the timestamp was not corrected? Guys, you have any idea why the timestamp was not corrected here? Because if you check, see, like we are checking for the timestamp is there, so the password was accepted. We have any another queries? Login activities, okay. Privilege escalation behavior. Any thoughts? Tell me in the comments if you have any thoughts, like why the timestamp answer is not there. So we will get back to this question later. Let's check out the other things. So which user successfully escalated their privileges to root prior to the action from the first question? So we can check out the su activity for the answer. So if you search for the su or any sudo command, so we will get the answer. So I'm not taking that much time. So checking with the su or sudo. Let me check it out. So you can get the username with this query. You have any idea why the timestamp query was not showing the right result? And su or sudo is not also giving us any particular answer. Okay, so the user is Jack Brown. See here, the user is running the command su. So the user is Jack Brown. That's why then the session opened for root user. So Jack Brown is the user. Which user? So username is Jack Brown. Jack hyphen Brown. But the timestamp we are not able to find it. Okay, so if we search it again for account created, I'm not including the SSH, I'm not including the Ubuntu. I'm searching in the whole logs for any account created activity. Nope, we do not have anything here. Let's search it one more time. The question is Jack Brown was correct, so that is corrected. I'm finding the timestamp. Again, zero activity, zero event. No event for this. Let's check out from here. Checking the all the logs, because not particularly we are not able to identifying the logs. Here we have anything. No, we do not want to use the chat GPT for the answers. uh, Maybe we are typing the queries wrong. Sometimes suppose if you put any extra space or the inverted comma, or you mistype some queries, so you will not get the result. So try to sort it out by your own first. uh, then we will take the help of any other thing. Okay, so I'm trying to find out the logs or analyzing the each logs one by one. So particularly we need to check out everything. Okay, so the logs are there. Suppose if we see this log, so this is the session opened. That means the account was created and the user was basically logged in into the system with the account. Or maybe we are checking in the wrong logs. What if we check with the logs, the source from system logs? Okay, so in the system logs, if we have anything available, nope, we do not have anything. Okay, let me check with date, minute, date, hour. So check with the 9. Checking with the date and hourly logs. So checking for the 9, like 09 hours. Let me check with the every logs one by one. Okay, page 5, page 7, user stopping deactivated, main user target. Okay, nope. Session for user Jack Brown. Session is started here 9:51:29. Okay, we will check it out one more time. Like what is wrong here? Okay, so this is answer. Which IP address did the user from the previous question successfully logged into the system? So we need to find out the IP addresses. So the previous query we are using the authentication log. So you can check it out with the adding some more queries, like the query we are using for previous question, su or sudo. This is the matching query. Let me search it. Splunk is taking too much time to showing you the result, so that's why it is taking time. Okay, so the user is Jack Brown, and let me check all the fields, or we can check it out. The IPs, so the source IP or client IP, if we have anything available for this user. Host, We need to find out the IP which was used to connect with the system. So session open for this. User ID here, source user ID, the name, session opened, oops, the logs. What we can do here? Let me add the logs here. We need to check out the IP for this user. So if we provide the username also, then maybe we will get result. You are seeing analyzing the logs is tricky. So you have to focus. You have to check everything. So this is the source IP 10.14.94.82. How many failed login attempts occurred prior to this successful login? That means you have to check out the logs related for failed login for the user Jack. Okay, so you can search here. You can search in this. What you can search? You can search for failed, any failed, and you also know the user basically, so you can provide the Jack also. Because you need to search out the failed login attempt and the username of the user you also known, which is the Jack. So I'm searching for any logs for failed or Jack. So you need to provide how many login attempt for this successful login before successful. So how many failed login attempts occurred? It is not showing the result right now, taking some time. And the next question is, which port is the persistent mechanism configured to connect to? Okay. It is taking time, guys. Try hack me Splunk server is taking too much time to respond. That's why we are not seeing the result very quickly. Okay, we have some 8 result or 8 event. So if I go to the statistics, no, not available, not particularly any field, anything, but 8 event we have. Let me check with the here also failed check. Is the answer is 8? 8 failed login attempt? No. Okay. Splunk is taking so much time. So if you want to use the try me, try in the daytime, because then the Splunk is not taking that much time, because in the night time every user is particularly using the try me, so it is taking too much time to respond, like you are seeing it right now. So tell me in the comments you are getting the idea about like how we can analyze the logs of Windows and Linux. These like you just know if you know about the queries and know like what you are looking for and where to look for, then it is very very easy to analyze or conduct an investigation and find out the proper information, or check out if the activity is malicious or not. You just need to understand the flow, like what you are analyzing, where you are analyzing, what things will be created on which alert or which incident. So that will be particularly very useful. Okay, so similarly, like the queries, like the failed login attempt, we are trying to check. So you can apply this filter also, like failed password. So whenever a user is trying to log in into the service and the password is or not able to log in, so the failed login attempt will be logged. So you can check it out how many failed login attempts was there. Like right now the Splunk is stuck. So let me refresh it. If it is opened, our machine is not running na. Yeah, our machine is running. So what I do, let me reopen the Splunk. Till the time it is loading, can you tell me in the comments if you are getting the idea about analyzing the logs and using Splunk with the help of queries, different logs like the Windows logs or Linux logs. So you can check it out by yourself also. Try to create an account on TryHackMe or load the Splunk, and then you can perform the practical stuff. Finding out the answers for the questions will help you a lot. You will understand the basic workflow, how the logs are investigated, how the information will be extracted, how to check if the alert is actually right or not, if it is suspicious or not. Okay, so it is taking some more time. And after the Linux logs, we have one more logs left, which is web application log. So till the time machine is loading, let let us talk about these web application logs as well. So in the web applications, the sources, log sources are different. Like you will see the web server logs, firewall logs, right? So in the web application you are particularly analyzing the attacks, like the brute force attack or the privilege escalation, the SQL attack, right? Web shell activity. So here in the try hack me tutorial or try hit me information, you will see some logs for brute force activity. Like this will be a query. In this query, if you are seeing, this is the log source, the method. If you are familiar with the uh, methods, http methods, then you will know like what is post, then the path, like what particular path you are checking it, the user agent, the state value, right? So these are all the filters. Then for PowerShell, web shell activity, for DOS activity or DDoS activity. So for this, you have to conduct an investigation for this question. So the question is, you have received an alert indicating a spike in the activity on the organization's web server. Your task is to dive in the logs and determine what exactly happened. So you got an alert on the application logs and on the web server, and you need to find out like what is happening. So you have to find out the answers for these four questions, and you will see, or you will understand everything. The Splunk is loaded, initially taking some more time. I'm waiting to load it properly, then we will solve out our remaining two questions for the Linux logs, and then we will move with the web application logs. Okay, so first checking with the question number 4. How many failed login attempts? Till the time it is uh, loading, if you want to ask me anything, you can ask me. Anything you want to ask me related to this, or any other things, you can ask me. Okay, so our index is task 5. Let's search for task 5, and the query is source authentication logs. We are checking it. See, it is taking too much time. So bug bounty script, yes, it will be continued from tomorrow. Initially, I was planning to continue with today, but the Splunk is taking too much time, so I'm not able to conduct the session for bug bounty scripts in today's time. So yeah, it will be continued from tomorrow. So for SOC analyst, you can include many projects. So on the last day of this series, we will be talking about many projects that you can implement as an SOC analyst L1 and include it in your resume. Like these are the project. Like if you are investigating this alert, this is a simple project. Like you are conducting an investigation on the new SSH remote user creation. So this is a simple or basic project. You can create this, you can include it in your resume, like you know how to investigate it. All right, guys, it is not responding. searching for failed password. We need to find out how many attempts. So I'm searching for the attempts for failed password in the authentication or auth logs. So I defined the sources and searching for failed password. Let's see how many results we have. Thank you, Ashu. So hopefully we'll learn a lot. People like you motivate me more to create the content like this. So thank you so much for your kind words. Okay, so no, we are not getting the result. What we do? Tell me, can we continue this tomorrow in the daytime? Because I don't think like it is responding very quickly right now. TryHackMe is very busy on the night time, so their server is not responding very quickly. Yeah, as you can see it yourself. A simple query is taking too much time. So for failed password, we have 5 event. So can be the answer of 5. Let me check. Nope, this is not right. Failed password for Jack Brown. So Jack Brown password is 1234. So the answer should be 4. The next question is which port is the persistent mechanism configured to connect it to? So we need to filter out the logs related to port. So we have to check, remove this. We have to change the source also. So right now the source will be authentication log, but now you have to check out the sys log and check the port. So I'm checking every port. Let's see. Again, we have to wait for some time. That's how the try hack me plays with our stream. Okay, so we have the result available. So this is the result, and what is the saying? Which port is the persistent mechanism configured to connect to? So we have any port number? So yeah, 57654. See, a cron activity is there, a script executed, and from this IP, the port number, this one is connected. So this should be the answer, 7654. If it is correct, then our Linux logs will be solved. I hope so. Yeah, finally. The Linux one was solved. Now you can move with the web one. So let me open the web one. Yeah. So this is the web sources. The task is this. You have to analyze the activity on a web server. The logs are stored in the task 6. So first we have to open the task 6 logs. Okay, so let me open the task 6 logs very quickly. You guys are bored. Are you getting bored? Because Splunk is taking some time. This I cannot increase the speed of the server. So this is not in my hands. We have to load for the task 6 logs, and then we can analyze it. So which URI path has the highest number of requests? So particularly if the attacker is trying to access some path, then the highest number of requests on which path, which IP address was the sources of activity. So we have to find the IP address. How can this activity be classified? Okay, and which tool did the threat actor use? Okay, so on what particular tool the attacker is trying to use for accessing the path. So we can analyze with these things. These all are the very easy things to analyze in the web server. So once the logs was loaded, then I will tell you the how to analyze the web application logs or web server logs. Till the time, remember, you can always reach out to me on Telegram, on LinkedIn. You can check out the other series available on the channel, right? You can join the membership also for some premium content. Or I'm also planning to launch a specific mentorship based course, so in which you are going to learn with the penetration testing or the SOC on the, like, not on Zoom, not on YouTube, but on Zoom. So a scheduled course basically. So if you are interested, then you can reach out to me on LinkedIn or Telegram, and then we can talk about the things over there. So the logs are loaded. Now we have to check out everything from this. So see, these are the URI path. The very first question is this, like, which URI path has the highest number of requests? So we can check out with this, like, the URI path. So highest number is wp-login.php. So that will be the answer, wp-login.php, because the attacker is basically trying to access the WP login panel with these 907 requests. So this will be the highest number of URI path accessible queries. And the answer is correct basically. Which IP addresses was the source of the activity? So we can check out the IP addresses if the client IP is given. Any client IP is given. So check out no particular thing. See, the IP is 10.10.28.135. So you can see the request wp login.php. Here the client IP is given. You can also add the filter also for the client IP, so you will get the IP. But right now the IP is given here, so we can put it in our answer 10.10.28.135. Okay, so why this is wrong? Okay, login 10.10.28. What will be? Nope, this is not the IP, because in this the IP was different. User agent. So the answer for the last question will be like which tool is used. So you can see the highest number of activity using this tool, WP scan. So this will be your answer, WP scan. This is the client IP. So the client IP is this. Highest number of requests with this client IP 10.10.243.134. 10.10.243.134. And how can this activity be classified? So you need to particularly, like, what is this, what type of attack is this? So now tell me in the comments, like, what type of attack is this? How can this activity be classified? Like, the attacker is basically trying to access the login panel with the help of or scanning WP scan tool. So this activity is, which category of the attack you will basically classify it. So this is the brute force, because in brute force we particularly try to bypass the login panel, so that might be the answer. If it is corrected, then our lab will be solved completely. Yes. And now you can click on the conclusion, task 7. So this is the conclusion, and when you check it, your lab will be solved. So that's how you can take a deeper look with the try-hack-me log analysis with SIEM. So in which you will get the Windows logs, Linux logs, application logs, and the difficulty is medium. That's why it is taking some time, and this will give you a more hands-on experience with the Splunk, because the logs are loaded and they are containing some activity-based logs. You can run the Splunk in your local host also, but the how you will get the logs, because on in your system the logs will be not created, so you will not get the particular logs for the attacks. So using the labs will give you more clear look, you will get more information. So that's why I picked the try hack way. Okay, so hopefully you will get the idea about the log analysis with these 3 days session, which is 32, 33, and 34. So now we only left with one last final session for this series, day 35, in which you will get the project idea or the QA and the career path or certification information. After that, once this series was completed, I will try to check, or I will try to use the try hack me SOC path as well. Like there are more rooms available, so we can solve and take this SOC level path and can learn along with the try hack me. Okay, so there is a separate things which we need to cover. So now you can ask me if you have anything in your mind. Otherwise, we will connect again on tomorrow for day 35 or our final session for this SOC Analyst L1 series. So if you enjoy the video, make sure to share it, make sure to like it, and if you haven't subscribed the channel, so make sure you subscribe. Check out the other videos. If you want to connect with me, the links are available in the description. You can contact me anytime on LinkedIn or Telegram. A new batch is also going to start for one-to-one mentorship. So for further information, you can reach out to me. And initially, the other things will be disclosed in the next streams. So stay connected, stay curious, keep hacking, and I will see you tomorrow. Till the time, take care. Bye bye. Good night.